As we get you ready for baseball this afternoon, final game on this homestand. Rick Porcello and the Detroit Tigers take the field here this afternoon. Cloudy and overcast, but a nice day nonetheless. And by the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Eric Wedge and the Seattle Mariners have come into Comerica Park. They have won the first 2 games in this series. Their offensive bats have been really hot. And we'll check out his starting lineup here this afternoon, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Sean Figgins is back in there for Seattle. He'll lead off and play in left field. Dustin Ackley is second base. Ichiro is in right. Smoke at first. It's Montero, the DH. Liddy at third. Saunders, Olivo, and Ryan, the bottom 3 for Seattle. The Tigers today have right-hander Rick Porcello on the mound. He's presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Well, for Rick Porcello, it's all about the sinker ball, and he really didn't have a good sinker the last time he went up against the Texas Rangers. Therefore, they jumped on him early, and he lasted just 1 inning, his shortest outing of his career. So look for Rick to get to the really good slider today, along with the changeup and some good sinkers, and get some ground balls. Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's presented by Beaumont Health System. Young in left. Kelly is in center. Jackson with the start of this one off, at least. Bosch is in right. Cabrera, Peralta, Rayburn, Fielder. That is the infield here today. And Gerald Laird is catching Porcello for the 4th time this year.
So G Money gets the start here this afternoon. Alex Avila gets the day off. And before the game today, a special first pitch. Megan, our newest Fox Sports Detroit girl, had a chance to chuck one home, and I think Dwayne Belo drew the assignment to catch. Not a bad shot put there, and a strike called.
Not a bad assignment for Mr. Belo either.
Not at all. And Dwayne Belo with a photograph as well with Megan. And we are ready for baseball now as Sean Figgins stands in. As you can see, an overcast day here in the Motor City. It'll be Figgins, Ackley, and Ichiro in the first inning, facing Rick Porcello. Tigers would like to end this homestand with a victory here today against Seattle. On their way to New York after the game today. First pitch outside to Sean Figgins.
You talked about the fact that Seattle Mariners have won the first 2 games of this series, but they have won the last 8 of 10 meetings here at Comerica Park, and they have really beat up on the Tigers.
Yeah, the Tigers trying to break that spell here this afternoon. 15 hits in the ball game last night. 15 hits in game 1 2 nights ago.
They have outscored Detroit by 31 runs in those 10 games.
There's a sinking liner to left. That'll drop in right in front of Delvin Young. And here come the Mariners again. A leadoff single by Figgins.
Delvin had him played shallow because Figgins doesn't have a lot of power in that direction, and came in and was able to pick that ball right off the carpet. Almost made that grab.
Most importantly, though, it did not get by Delman, and that holds Figgins at first base. Leadoff single. Dustin Ackley will step in. 263 average for Ackley. He's had a big series, like most of these Mariners hitters have. 4 for 10, 3 RBIs, and this is our really first extended look at this young hitter who obviously will have a bright career in the big leagues. Figgins a threat to steal, measures his lead. And Ackley lines one to right field, base hit. Figgins had to hold up between first and second. He had to hustle into the bag. Back-to-back hits to start it here for Seattle. These guys are relentless with the sticks.
They had 15 knocks in the first game. They had 15 more in last night's game. Figgins got a fastball that was up, 2-seamer, didn't move a whole lot. He sliced it the opposite way, and then Ackley. He also got a 2-seam fastball in the same location, but he turned on his. Ichiro might be up there bunting in the first inning. Eric Wedge, he might be.
Let's see. Ichiro is batting .316. He's had a whale of a series, 6 for 10. And he looks at ball 1.
And a lot of these Seattle Mariners are doing awesome work with runners in scoring position, and Ichiro is one of those guys. He is hitting .368 with runners in scoring position.
That backs him out of there. Ball 2 on Ichiro Suzuki. Fans barely able to settle into their seats, and Seattle has another scoring threat here. Ichiro 6 for 16 career against Rick Porcello. That's ball 3.
Check that. Ichiro hitting .368 with runners on base, not .368 with runners in scoring position.
He has 2 on base here after singles by Figgins and Ackley, and that's in there, a strike. 3-1 on Ichiro. Well, what a career it has been for Ichiro in his 11th season, and Ichiro had 10 straight seasons of 300 or more in the big leagues. That came to an end last year. So technically that would make this his 12th season in the big leagues. It's rolled slowly toward first. Bobbled momentarily by Prince, but that's all they'll get, the force at second. No shot at a double play ball there. 1 gone, runners at first and third.
If you're Porcello, you have to make sure that, one, if Ichiro does attempt to steal, you give Laird a chance to throw him out. But also try to keep your double play in order. Give him a couple of looks, throw over a couple of times, make sure he stays close. You might get 1 ground ball from Smoke here and get out of this jam in the first inning.
Smoke played in last night's game, did not play in the opener. He was 0 for 4 last night. He did draw a base on balls. First pitch is low to Justin Smoke. Smoke missed a couple of games with a bad hamstring. That's why he did not play in the opener. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the righty Porcello. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Ever since Smoke got to the big leagues, Eric Wedge has put him in the cleanup spot, even as a very young hitter. And Smoke in the cleanup spot again this year, although they feel that they have some protection for him now with Montero joining the club. And he will be batting behind Smoke. The tools are there. Snap throw and the runner back. Porcello falling behind Ichiro, and he's fallen behind Smoke. Try to hold up. Not a real good 2-0 swing there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Played his college ball at a very good college program, South Carolina. He's got Figgins at third, Ichiro at first. Great speed on the bases. Rick trying to shake off his last start, in which he was bounced in the 2nd inning against Texas back on the 21st. 2-2 the count. And in that game he gave up 10 hits and 9 runs, and that in effect ballooned his ERA up over 6. Porcello lasted just 51 pitches in that game. Two balls, 2 strikes. Smoke this year has driven in 6. There is Jesus Montero waiting on deck. Driven high in the air, deep into right field, way back, and that is gone. It's a long home run for Justin Smoke. And Seattle has jumped out to a 3-0 lead.
The Tigers have trailed in every single game of this homestand. He got a changeup at 84 miles an hour up around his eyes, and Porcello knew it as soon as he threw it that was a bad one. Oh man, did he drill that?
Well, Seattle jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the first game, and they won. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead last night, and the Smoke home run here in the first has made it 3-0. Smoke hits his third of the year. Here's the 0-1 to Montero. Broke his bat. No balls, 2 strikes. Boy, it's amazing on this homestand for the Tigers. The opponent has scored first in all 7 games. And this Seattle team coming in and really helping out the bottom line in terms of their team numbers. They already have 3 more hits in this game. Here's the 0-2 off the end of the bat. So the Tigers continue to struggle beyond Justin Verlander and Drew Smyly in the rotation. Montero 5 for 10 in this series. 3 RBIs as well. That one just missed. 1-2. In fact, Seattle came in just 1 under the 500 mark at 9-10. Trying to sweep this series. They're off to a good start today. Breaking ball popped up. The shortstop Peralta to the grass. And Montero is out, 2 gone. That will leave it up to Alex Liddy, who's already hit a couple of home runs in the series. He also is 5 for 10. Ball 1. I mean, this Seattle team came into the series second from last in team average in the league. And they're up to 241 now as a club. That's high. But they have really put it together in this series. They're out to a 3-0 lead here with the 3-run homer by Justin Smoke.
Also have a lot of guys you've never heard of.
Driven to right field. Bosch is there to end the inning. A big start again for Seattle. 3-0 ends. Check out their starting lineup going into the bottom of the first inning. Some changes today. It's presented by big boy Andy Dirks back in the lineup. He's the DH and leading off. Then Bosch and Cabrera. Fielder at first. Young is in left. Kelly in center field today as Jackson gets the day off. Peralta, Rayburn, and Laird are your bottom 3. Hector Noesi is the starting pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, presented by Fox Chevrolet of Rochester Hills.
Seattle acquired Noesi in that Michael Pineda deal along with Jesus Montero, their designated hitter today, and he's given up some crooked numbers himself, so the Tigers just need to chip away, take it slow. Don't try to do too much.
And Andy Dirks will get it started.
He's got a fastball that'll get up to 93 miles an hour, also a good slider and a changeup.
There's a strike called 1-1 on Dirks.
Noesi had great minor league numbers a couple of years ago. He led all Yankees minor leaguers with 14 wins and strikeouts, 153, but that hasn't translated in the big leagues yet.
He is only 25 years old, Hector Noesi. He's behind Dirks here, 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's in there 2-2.
First time we've seen Andy in a while. I believe it was that middle game of that Kansas City series where he tweaked his hamstring and has not been on the field since.
Yeah, that was the Tuesday game. The 2-2 chop foul. With those hamstrings, sometimes you feel you might be back in 2 or 3 days, and then all of a sudden it's, well, I need 1 more day, and then I need 1 more day, and it turns into a week.
And that's unfortunate too, because Andy had a great spring, of course, and was off to a decent start, batting over 300 as we speak.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it missed high. 3-2 on Dirks. Different look to the lineup today. Jackson sits down. You've got Kelly in center. You got Dirks DHing. Laird catching. Try and get a spark here against Noesi. The 3-2. Ground ball to short. Right at Brendan Ryan. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Seattle Mariners defensive alignment this afternoon, presented by Tim Hortons. Figgins is back in left field today. Saunders and Suzuki, they've started all 3 games of the series. Smoke at first, Ackley at second, Ryan at short, Liddy, he's back at third, and Miguel Olivo is back behind the plate for his 2nd start of the series.
Here's Brendan Bosch, home run in the ball game last night. It was his 3rd of the year. He's had a couple of RBIs in this series. And Noesi misses outside.
Mariners are trying to get Noesi to be more aggressive with his fastball early in games, not pick on the corners, come right after hitters. He threw 38 pitches in the 1st inning in his last start against the Chicago White Sox, and they beat up on him pretty bad.
That's in the air to right field. Ichiro going back, cruising to the warning track. 2 gone.
We were talking about Adam Dunn a couple of days ago, and that he's off to a much better start this year than he was last year with his new squad. And Dunn did a lot of damage in that game against Noesi. Dunn with 2 big flies in that ball game.
It is a game that Noesi would like to forget. 1 1/3 innings, 6 runs, all of them earned. 58 pitches before he departed. Here's Cabrera with 2 outs. Miguel, a couple of hits in the series, including a homer. He has hit 5 long balls this year. And he pulls this one down the left field line, foul. Souvenir. 0-2. Cabrera's 13 RBIs leads the Tigers. His average right now is at 290. Here is the 0-2 from Noesi. Way high, 1-2. Tigers just have not been able to set the table all that often for the big guys in the middle, Cabrera and Fielder. Jackson has had some struggles of late. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Noesi has a 1-2-3 first inning. That's his first strikeout of the game. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by Jif Peanut Butter. Choosy moms choose Jif. We're at Comerica Park today as we wrap up this homestand for the Tigers. Seattle out to a 3-0 lead early on in this one. They got the 3-run homer from Justin Smoke in the first inning. Michael Saunders leads it off as we go to the second. Saunders, Olivo, and Ryan facing Porcello. Rick gave up singles to Figgins and Ackley to start the game. Later in the inning, the 3-run shot to Smoke. Trying to settle into this one now and hope his offense can perk up a little bit. The 0-2 pitch. Missed high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gerald Laird wanted that fastball inside, and Porcello, because of the sinker that he has, that ball kind of leaked right back over the heart of the plate. That has kind of been where his issues have been lately. Location was up where he wanted it, but he wanted that ball in.
Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Fielder Porcello covering for the out. 1 gone. Hey, by the way, this game is available in stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It's sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
Porcello admitted after his last start, in which the Texas Rangers hit him rather hard, that he didn't pitch inside enough. He didn't make the adjustments that he needed to make early in that game. And that's really the next step for a young pitcher into maturing. And that's sometimes the game plan that you come into the game with doesn't work. So you have to change on the fly. And he was slow to make that adjustment 5 days ago.
Porcello facing Miguel Olivo. That's in there, a strike. 1-1.
That's why guys like Verlander and Felix Hernandez are so good and so talented. Yes, they have above average stuff, which helps. But Verlander in that start against Texas 5 days ago, he threw like 35% fastballs.
And Felix last night, right?
Like 24% fastballs. I mean, so they used the breaking balls to get guys out, get some easy pitch innings, although Verlander had to work very hard in that game. They make those adjustments when they have to.
Here's the 2-1. Olivo looks at a ball outside. 3-1.
I was shocked when we put up a Fox tracks, which tracks the pitches for us and the percentages, and Felix only 24%. I think in the 7th inning.
Especially for a guy that had been able to overpower hitters with his fastball, although his fastball wasn't nearly as hard as it was in the past. 93 was his top fastball. I mean, we used to see, what, 96, 97?
Yes.
3-2 on Miguel Olivo. Fly ball. Right center field. Kelly and Bosch converge. Bosch in the gap. 2 outs. And that leaves it up to the number 9 hitter, Brendan Ryan. Well, Porcello won 14 games in his first year with Detroit. He won 14 last year as well. His career ERA was about 4.5 coming into this season. But he got to the big leagues so darn quickly. He only had 1 season at Lakeland before he got to the major leagues. Ball high, 1-0 to Ryan. Oh for 4 with an RBI for Brendan Ryan in this series, and he fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here's what you're talking about. Most wins by active pitchers under 24 years old. 40 for Porcello.
This surprised me. There's a ground ball foul at third. Madison Bumgarner just received a nice contract from San Francisco.
Really nice contract. And of course, Michael Pineda has that torn labrum. He is lost for the year.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Porcello is 23, will not be 24 until December. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Checked it. He did not go. Says Mike DeMuro.
That's about as far as you can go without it being called out.
Little chopper back to the mound. Porcello will handle this opportunity. And nicely done. A 1-2-3 second inning. When we get to the bottom of the second, it'll be the Prince. Fielder will lead things off for the Tigers. We remind you, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Fielder starts it off for the Tigers. He'll be followed by Young and then Don Kelly. Noesi's first pitch is in for strike one. A little bit of a shift on for Prince. They give him the entire third base line, batting .328 so far this year. Fielder 3 for 7 in the series. That's pulled foul down the right field line.
42 hits the opposite way, 71 right up the middle, 57 to right by Prince Fielder. So he will use the entire field.
1-2.
But if you're Eric Wedge, the manager of the Seattle Mariners, you're hoping that by giving up so much of that third baseline, that Prince tries to hit the ball in that direction instead of into the seats.
Noesi bounces one in. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fielder. Prince has a couple of home runs this year. They came in one game against the Boston Red Sox. 8 RBIs. And the 2-2. Lifted to center field. Saunders is there. 1 out. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Hector Noesi. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you. We want to talk about that trade that he was involved in, the Michael Pineda trade, and along with Jesus Montero. We talked about how Pineda is going to be on the shelf, and Noesi had some success in the Yankees system.
The Yankees were very high on Noesi, and so were the Seattle Mariners, and that's why they demanded him in the deal for young Michael Pineda.
Strike called on Young. As organizations will tell you, you just can't have enough pitching, and that's why many were surprised that Seattle would send Pineda the other way, but they needed so much offense so desperately that they almost had to make that trade.
They sure did.
And as it turns out, Pineda will be gone for the rest of the year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. They will appeal. He did not go. 2-1. Delman is hitless in the series. 3 balls and 1 strike on Delman Young. Noesi had a 1-2-3 first. Don Kelly waiting on deck. And there's ball 4. First base runner of the afternoon for the Tigers. Trying to chip away at that 3-0 deficit. The Justin Smoke home run in the first. Rick Porcello made it 3-zip. Kelly today getting the start in center field for Austin Jackson. Austin getting a chance to step away for a day. At least at the start. And that's fouled off at home plate. Jim Leland saying he wanted to give Jackson the day off yesterday, but Andy Dirks wasn't ready to go full bore, so he decided to play Austin yesterday. Dirks back in the lineup today, and so is Kelly. The 0-1. Make it 0-2.
What Jim likes to do, and a lot of managers do the same thing, is when that player tells them that they're ready to play, they give them one more day just because.
Be super duper sure that they're ready to go. 0-2. Off the inside part of the plate. 1 ball 2 strikes on Don Kelly.
For some players, I guarantee if Prince or Cabby had to miss a little time, then they say they were ready to go.
That's a little different.
Yeah, okay. Go get him, big guy.
You don't need one more day.
Go get him.
Pudge Rodriguez was the same way. Leland had trouble taking him out of the lineup. Flared in the air toward left center. Sean Figgins is there. 2 gone. Delman Young retreats to first base. Now Johnny Peralta. It's kind of been, Rod, like a perfect storm here for the Tigers. They just have not been getting consistent pitching, yet the offense hasn't been there either.
They're going through it right now. Usually you'll have one and you won't have the other one, but right now nothing is clicking for Detroit.
Johnny Peralta 1 for 19 on the homestand, and he looks at a ball outside, and his average now at 233.
But as bad as you think Detroit's going, guess what?
Tied for first.
Still tied for first place.
Yep, they're up there with Cleveland and Chicago. Here's the 1-0. Pulled foul just outside of the bag. 1 ball 1 strike.
Well, you take a look at the first 3 months last year and the runs the Tigers averaged in those months. Pretty much consistent with what they're doing this year.
A little over 4 runs a game here in the month of April. Now the 1-1. Make it 1-2 on Peralta, who backs out of the box.
Noesi averaged 5 strikeouts for every walk when playing in that Yankees organization, and that's how he got a lot of those strikeouts, that slow breaking ball. He'll change speeds with his breaking ball as well.
And the 1-2. I thought he might have had strike 3 there. 2-2 on Peralta. 25 years of age, out of Esperanza in the Dominican Republic. Hector Noesi, mostly in relief last year with the Yankees. Made a couple of starts. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Peralta, and the Tigers are out here in the second. They get a walk, leave a man, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Arby's value menu will have you coming back for more without emptying your wallet. And by AT DET, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Back here in downtown Detroit, Tigers and Seattle go to the top of the third in a 3-0 ball game. Seattle on top. Speaking of the top, it's the top of the lineup for the M's. Figgins, Ackley, and Suzuki, commonly known as Ichiro, facing Porcello, and a strike called. Figgins had a single to start the game, scored a run. Figgins has not been the same guy that he was with the Angels in his days at Anaheim. Spent 8 years there. And down he goes as Porcello aims one at his ankles.
Good pitch, make him move his feet. Now the key is, will he double up with that fastball inside or simply go back outside with a changeup? He's going back in there. I like it.
That shot into left field, base hit.
You can see that Laird is inside here. He wants it in, but the fastball continues for Porcello to continue to leak right back over the plate. He's got to make that adjustment.
Well, Porcello now has allowed his 4th hit. That'll bring up Ackley. Figgins is 2 for 2. And will draw some attention from Porcello. Figgins 1 year with the Angels stole 62 bases. That is the most he had stolen in any big league season. Ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Dustin Ackley. Ackley had a base hit in the first. Runner goes inside. Laird's throw bouncing in. Tag, not in time. Stolen base for Figgins, his 2nd.
That is something the Texas Rangers and also the Seattle Mariners have done a lot of in this series. Is that's attempt to steal bases, and he was out there, but second base umpire James Hoy wasn't in a good position to see that Peralta applied the tag before Figgins' left foot got on the base.
Kelly cruising over to make this play, and Figgins will hold. Time for a game break. Let's go back to the studio. Here's Justin White. How about the Red Hot Royals now? They broke their losing streak last night.
They had lost 12 in a row.
And they are now 4-14. Pickoff throw. Figgins back. I am still astounded. And I know the Royals really need some help in their rotation. Even Danny Duffy's hurt now, apparently. But I thought they had enough offense to at least get off to a decent start. Ichiro the batter. Swing and a miss.
A lot of their young talent, well, I shouldn't say all of their young talent. Obviously, there's Gordon there that had a really good year last year. They also have Francoeur, who's a veteran, but most of the other guys are really young. Escobar, Moustakas, and even Hosmer. And sometimes in that second full year in the big leagues, we've seen kids struggle.
The 0-1. And apparently it's happening again this year. And even some of the veterans, Francoeur, got off to a slow start. So
they lost their very young catcher, Salvador Perez, in spring training to a knee injury.
Ichiro reaching out a fielder's choice his first time up. 2-1 on Ichiro. Of course, the Mariners opened the season with the A's over in Japan, a homecoming for Ichiro.
He's a rock star over in Japan. Still
in the air toward left. Delman Young going deep on this one to make the play. 2 gone. That's going to leave it up to Justin Smoak, who is responsible for the 3 runs in this game, a 3-run homer back in the first. His 3rd of the year. Backs him out of there. 1 ball, no strikes on Smoak. How about that? He's played 8 games in this yard. He has 5 home runs.
Making Comerica Park look small.
Just does not seem right.
He got himself a changeup at 84 miles an hour back in the first. And trotted around the bases.
Smoak last year hit 15 home runs. They are counting on him to improve on those numbers. There's a strike. 2-1. He knocked in 55 as well. In fact, 5 of his 15 home runs last year were hit against Detroit. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rick Porcello's pitch count. There it is. Did you know it's math day here at the ballpark today?
I did not know that.
It is math day before the game. A lot of students were here, and there were some speakers. Mike Smith from the Tigers front office, who went to Yale, by the way.
Oh.
He spoke to the kids. I was never very good at math.
Well, you know, Smitty, he can crunch some numbers then.
That he can.
John Palmarosi also spoke to the kids.
He did. The 2-2 breaking ball high and away. 3-2. Some of those math students, the youngsters, enjoying Tigers baseball today on math day here at the ballpark. If they had recess day, I'd have been at the ballpark every day as a kid.
Lunch for me.
Our 2 best subjects. Smoak gets a walk. 2 on, 2 out. It's going to keep it going now for Jesus Montero. Montero is 0 for 1. He popped up back in the first. So Porcello gave up the leadoff single to Figgins. He's standing at second now after stealing a bag. Tigers down 3-0 as we play in the third. Off the end of the bat, 0-1. Montero loves to swing that bat. He still has only 2 walks this year.
Tigers have taken the luxury in last night's game and also today to start him off with some breaking balls because he is so aggressive on first pitch fastballs, and I'm sure other teams will take notice of that as well.
Way outside, and a good job there by Laird.
The one thing that I've noticed about Montero is that he has a really short, compact swing as we take a look at Laird getting over to block that ball in the dirt. You watch his bat, very little movement going back, and just kind of takes a direct line to the baseball. Real short swing.
Foul away. Well, Montero is backing up Justin Smoak in their lineup. He's only 22 years old. And in the minor leagues, a career .308 hitter. And by all accounts, everyone feels he will be a dynamite offensive player in the big leagues. His name would always come up at trade deadline time. Little chopper toward third, foul.
Many in New York thought he was going to replace Jorge Posada, who retired in the offseason. But Brian Cashman searching for starting pitching. traded for Michael Pineda and, of course, had to give up their best hitting prospect in that deal.
The question is, and we know there's tremendous upside for him offensively at this level. The question is, how good will he be behind the plate, and how much will he actually catch in the future?
It's going to take some work. But you brought up a great point last night. Eric Wedge, who managed the Cleveland Indians, had to do the same thing with Victor Martinez. Had to really be patient with Victor as a catcher.
And Porcello strikes him out. That'll end the threat. They get a hit, a walk, strand 2, still 3-0 Seattle.
The outfield grass is looking like it's looking now. I was told yesterday that because it was such an unusual winter here in Detroit, didn't snow that much, and a lot of times the snow on the field in the offseason kind of helps the color of the grass in the outfield.
Really?
And there was some new sod planted. And that's why the grass looks the way that it looks in the outfield. It has nothing to do with any concerts or anything like that that some people are talking about. Simply an unusual winter where there wasn't as much moisture on the field. Therefore, the field, I guess, didn't get as much water or moisture that it needed. Therefore, that's why the color is the way that it is.
Still looks 1,000 times better than my lawn.
There's no bad hops out there. We have not seen anybody slip out there. It's just a little shade of a little lighter green.
Ryan Rayburn leading off. That's some pretty good investigative reporting.
Well, so many people have been asking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're asking about the team. They want to know what's wrong with the grass. Imagine that.
1-2 on Ryan Rayburn. Noesi brings home the 1-2, and it's hit in the air to right field. That ball's hit pretty well. Ichiro is going to have room, though, right in front of 365.
Hey fans, Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week when Albert Pujols and the Angels head to Cleveland to take on the Indians, team trying to maintain their hot start. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 12:30 Eastern following MLB player poll, which airs at a special time.
Speaking of Albert Pujols, he was 0 for 1 in his first at bat today, which runs him now to 0 for his last 20. Kind of stunning to think that a hitter his caliber that could happen to. It happened to Cabrera earlier this year. I think he was 0 for 22 at one point.
Well, I'm sure just like Cabrera did, he went and took some extra batting practice, and Lloyd McClendon, he alerted what Cabrera was doing very early on and was able to make that adjustment. Now he's back on track. I'm sure Pujols is doing the same thing.
Yeah, he'll be back on track before too long.
That's right.
1-1 on Gerald Laird. Off to a 400 start. There's Cabby, who got it turned around. The 1-1. Ground ball foul. Checking his bat to make sure it's not broken. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat. Ackley will charge. And he's out by half a step. Oh, I don't know. Gee, Muddy thought he was safe.
Get back, Gerald.
And here comes Leland to go get his player. Right there was Mike DeMuro.
You don't see Tom Brookins argue very often.
Yeah, I thought he beat it out. But we'll get a better look. And now Jim's starting to show some frustration here. He normally is not this animated this quickly in an argument. He is now. Boy, the skipper is hot. He has said his piece, and here's another look.
He's safe by at least a step. Oh, my goodness.
That he was. And you could tell by Gerald's reaction, he was hot right away.
And Tom Brookins' reaction. He's on the bag, the ball's still in the air.
What? What do you mean I'm out? Two gone. Tough break there for the Tigers. In the air, foul down the left field line, out of play. Andy Dirks grounded out back at the first inning, 0 for 1. 3-0 Seattle, and we're in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Dirks. Andy has played in 7 games this year. He has hit safely in 5 of those. That bounces in 2-1.
That one bit Olivo.
You got to really want to be a catcher to play that position.
Yes, you do.
Because you know that throughout the course of the year, at whatever level, you're going to get beaten up pretty good.
Looked like a split-fingered fastball there from Noesi.
Gerald is still muttering over that missed call at first base. Hey, a knock is a knock, no matter if it's hit hard or not.
He's right, too. He was safe by about that much.
Two balls, 1 strike. Inside, back Dirks out of there. 3-1. Tigers still do not have a hit in this game. Their only runner was a Delman Young walk. There's a strike called, 3-2. Dirks, on the strength of a lot of success in winter ball, had a great spring and made the club out of spring camp. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled back out of play. In the air to center field. Straight at Michael Saunders. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 3 in the books here at Comerica. Question today: who holds the single season major league record for home runs in the month of April? The single season major league record home runs in the month of April. The answer coming up in a little bit. Porcello back to work. It's the 4th inning here at Comerica. 3-0 Seattle. Liddy drops down a bunt. Porcello has no chance. So this guy's hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Now he's dropping down bunts. Perfectly placed.
The kind of baseball that Liddy has played here the last 3 days. And he is trying to get into that lineup as an everyday player. Really took his time. He made sure he had the right bat angle. Cabrera was playing deep at third base, as most third basemen would, with a big, strong power hitter in that batter's box.
Here's Michael Saunders. Bounced out to Porcello his first time. Saunders 4 for 10 in this series. Couple of doubles, 4 RBIs. Ground ball foul. Sure would be nice if the sun would decide to peek through these clouds. It has been overcast this entire series. It's the same way today, although the temperature is still fairly pleasant at 58. Runner back. Liddy has 1 steal this year, 1 for 1. We try to hold up. Porcello came in with that fastball that bore in on his hands.
He finally got it inside. Good pitch. That was a 4-seam fastball. No tailing action on that one.
Here's the 1-2. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. The tag got him. Gerald Laird on the money.
Gerald Laird is so quick with his feet, and his exchange through the throwing hand and his arm is very accurate and strong. And Liddy was out by 5 feet.
Little reach back tag. One gone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Michael Saunders. Swing and a miss. And just like that, 2 away. Second strikeout for Porcello. Well, how about this SoCal switch? We've talked about Matt Kemp on the broadcast the last couple of nights. He's got 10 home runs now.
Well, when Albert Pujols was signed to that lengthy contract to play for the Angels, many thought he would take over Los Angeles, but Kemp said, not so fast. Hollywood is my town, buddy.
No kidding. Well, he's got 10 home runs in the month of April. Boy, that's drilled high in the air and deep into left field. This one looks like it's going to go. See you later. Miguel Olivo led their team in homers last year, and he has hit his first of this season. And it's now 4-0.
Appeared to be a slider that stayed up by Rick.
Second home run of the game for Seattle, and their 6th hit. 1 strike on Brendan Ryan. Inside and high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Porcello's 1-1. Busted him inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ryan spent about 4 seasons playing with Tony La Russa's St. Louis Cardinals. There's a bouncing ball to short. On the backhand, Peralta has it. And that is that for Seattle. They get another run on the Olivo home run. Player of the game presented by the Angus Third Pounder Deluxe. Using your cell phone, simply text Tigers followed by a space and then the Tigers player uniform number to 37338 or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Well, the Tigers now down by 4 as they send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate. It'll be Bosch, Cabrera, fielder, facing Hector Noesi, who so far has not allowed a Tigers hit. Bender drops in for strike 1 on Bosch. Flied out to deep right his first time up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Again deep into right field. Ichiro going back. He's cruising to the warning track. Halfway up there to make the catch.
Got a little hot dog in him, didn't he?
A little.
Oh, you're as good as he is. You can be a hot dog. Hey fans, Monday, April 30th, the Tigers face the Kansas City Royals at 7:05 p.m. The first 10,000 fans receive a Miguel Cabrera AL batting champion banner. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
And speaking of Cabrera, swing and a miss by Big Miguel.
You don't usually see guys that are 6'5", 240, that can hit you 30 home runs, win batting titles.
The 0-1. Now Miguel is going to beef with home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. Tigers had that play at first base. They thought they were cheated on, and Miguel thought this one was not a strike. Here's the 0-2. Cabrera struck out in the first. And he shoots this one to right field. Ichiro is on the charge and a sliding catch. Well, that one was a much more difficult play for Ichiro.
He has won 10 gold gloves at that right field position. What a career he has had stateside.
Two gone. Here's Prince Fielder. Ball one. Prince in the ball game, fly to center field back in the second inning. They just had not been able to get anything going against Hector Noesi, who really scuffled in his last start. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. And Noesi has done it mostly in the air. 7 fly ball outs. 2 of them in this inning.
Tigers had quite a few flyouts yesterday in that game that Felix Hernandez started.
That'll get back out of play. Yeah, that was after a 12 strikeout performance against the Cleveland Indians. I think he finished with 2 last night. King Felix. He did, just 2 strikeouts. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball slowly back up the middle. Ryan charging. Quick flip. Another 1-2-3 inning. Tigers go in order. We go to the 5th. To you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota. Brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Cloudy, overcast day here at the ballpark. The Tiger offense still chilly. They do not have a hit through the first 4 frames. They're down 4-0. Rick Porcello back to work. First pitch is skied in the air off the bat of Sean Figgins. And Delman Young brings it in, 1 gone. Porcello needed just 11 pitches in the 4th, and he uses 1 here in the 5th to get it out. A couple of deep frames, though, the 1st and 3rd, 20-plus pitches. Ackley takes strike 1. 3-run homer in the 1st by Smoke, and a solo shot by Olivo in the 4th inning. That's how the Mariners have gotten their 4. There's a ground ball foul. 0-2. Ackley a single and a fly ball. Chopper this time up the middle. Rayburn's throw is late. Well, even the semi-routine plays have been difficult for the Tigers on this homestand. The defense has not nearly been as good as it was the first week and a half.
No, it has not been.
That slight misplay cost him. Ackley can run. We've seen that in this series. E4. Here's Ichiro. for 2 for Ichiro. He did reach on a fielder's choice in the first and scored on the homer by Smoke. Oh, they got it picked off. He was leaning. Ackley is out of there.
Nice quick move here by Porcello, and that's what happens when you get caught taking your lead while the pitcher's already set on the mound. He couldn't get that right foot down to push off to help him get back, and a nice swipe tag by fielder.
That's driven to right field. Bosch moving over, and it turns out to be a quick inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Only 4 pitches for Porcello. Trivia question again this afternoon. Who holds the single season major league record for home runs in the month of April? And well, Pujols and A-Rod share that record, 14 in the month of April.
A-Rod hit a home run just a couple of days ago in Texas, which put him in the top 5 in the history of the game. It's a lot of taters.
Climbing the charts. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's 2-0 now on Delman Young. So Kemp, well, he's going to have to go on a tear to get to the record. Today's the 26th. He's got 10 home runs this month for the Dodgers. That's driven to right field. Hit hard on a line. Ichiro gets back there.
Ichiro making all the plays in right field tonight. Today, I should say. And speaking of Matt Kemp, Dodger Stadium, not the easiest place to hit homers in.
True. Is he the best player in the game right now?
Best all-around player for me.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton's close second, though.
Here's Don Kelly. And that's a little looper into center, and there's your first Tigers hit of the game. Courtesy of Don Kelly.
Fans, you don't want to miss tomorrow night. And when the Tigers travel to New York to take on Derek Jeter and the Yankees, coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers Baseball tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Detroit. And, of course, the Yankees, they've got their work cut out for them, too.
Justin Verlander on the hill, and Ivan Nova will go for New York. Verlander with a 1.72 ERA. Not much run support. Here's Peralta. Ground ball to third, off of the third baseman Liddy into short left. There's a break for the Tigers. That'll put 2 aboard.
kick save and a beauty.
Never even touched his glove.
No, he didn't. Kelly entertained the thought of going to third base, but down by 4. And White forced the issue.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Still waiting to see how they're going to rule that play. That's driven to the gap in right center field, and it's going to get down. Base hit. Kelly rounding third. He'll score. And the Tigers get a run. It's now 4-1. Rayburn gets his first RBI of the season.
Rayburn got himself a fastball that was running in on him, but he was able to pull his hands inside and get barrel on the ball and drive it into right center field. Carl Willis not wasting any time going out to the mound to quiet this game down for Noesi. After the error of Liddy at third base, he doesn't want the game to get away from the youngster.
They did charge, as you just said, an error on Liddy, so Tigers able to utilize that. They get their first run of the game.
Eric Wedge has quite a few members on his staff that were employed by the Cleveland Indians as well while he was there. Carl Willis was the pitching coach. Rob Thompson, his bench coach, worked in the front office. Robbie Thompson, I should say. Jeff Datz, his third base coach, also was a first base coach there on the bench coach for Eric Wedge. So he's got himself surrounded by some friends, I guess you would say.
Nice comfort level. Here is Gerald Laird. Bounced out his first time up. And he looks at strike one. Laird hit a ball that replay showed he had beaten out at first base, but was called out. And the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the Tigers catcher. One and two. Laird has 1 home run, 2 RBIs this year. He hit the home run in Chicago. Tigers' first road trip of the season.
It's early, but Gerald Laird is performing much better from an offensive standpoint than he did the year he left as a free agent to go to St. Louis. Gerald said he kind of has accepted his role too as a backup after backing up Yadier Molina last year in St. Louis, backing up Alex Avila here now. That's one of the hardest things for a catcher or any position player, that you still feel like you can play every single day, so you really have to embrace the role of being a backup if you're going to have any success whatsoever at it.
And in the early going, Laird has done just that here in Detroit. So hits this one on the ground with a shortstop. That should be 2, and it is. A 6-4-3 double play. Tigers get their first hit, though, and they get their first run. Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Now Don Kelly with a 1-out single in the 5th inning, eventually scoring the Tigers' first and only run of the game so far. Ryan Rayburn picking up his first RBI of the season as well. And so we go to the 6th inning. Rick Porcello back to work. He'll face Smoke, Montero, and Liddy. Justin Smoke, a 3-run shot. He got Seattle off and running early. That came in the 1st inning off Porcello. First pitch is grounded towards second. Righted Ryan Rayburn. Smoke is out. While we have a chance, back to the studio we go for a game break. Here's Justin White. All right, Justin, thank you very much. Montero takes strike 1. Trumbull is an interesting case. They're going to have to find a spot for him.
He can't play third.
Apparently you don't like the way he plays third. But he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Montero pop up and a strikeout, 0 for 2. Off the end of the bat, right at Prince. He'll flip to the pitcher covering, and Montero gets about halfway down the line, and he's out. Two up, 2 down.
Montero performs much better when he's behind the plate. His numbers aren't that good when he's the designated hitter. So if he doesn't get better as far as catching is concerned, he's going to have to learn to adjust, as Billy Butler at a very young age in Kansas City had to adjust to being a DH.
Here's Alex Liddy. And the 1-0. There just really aren't too many guys that embrace being a designated hitter. I mean, aside obviously from the players that are a little bit older and are trying to continue to play the game.
It's even difficult for those players to make that transition. It wasn't hard for our guy last year, though. Victor Martinez was tremendous, hitting with runners in scoring position with 2 strikes, protecting Cabrera. He was a perfect designated hitter.
Straightaway center field. Don Kelly backing up, still going to the warning track. 1-2-3 inning, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th.
fans here at Comerica Park. It's Sunday, May 6th. It's photo day prior to the 105 game versus Chicago White Sox. Take pictures of your favorite Tigers players on the field. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com.
Well, Tigers trying to get the bats going as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And for Detroit, it'll be Andy Dirks leading it off, top of the order, facing Hector Noesi. Fouled away 0-1 on Dirks.
Noesi has not been afraid, led by Miguel Olivo here today, at aggressively pitching inside to the left-handed hitters and the right-handed hitters. For the most part, he has not really given up any hard hit balls.
Dirks, Bosch, Cabrera in the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Seattle. Outside, 2-1.
Noesi's first start of the year was not good at all. Second start, very good. Roughed up his last time out, lasted just 1 1/3 inning against the Chicago White Sox, but pitching very well today.
And I would imagine that even though he grew up in the Yankees organization, had a lot of success in their minor leagues, this trade really, I guess, provided him with a pretty good opportunity, sliding right into their rotation.
No question about that. Look at the pitch counts in the 4th, the 5th.
Pretty good. The 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And a nice adjustment by him. And yes, the Tigers offensively right now aren't swinging the bats very well, but in Noesi's last start, he needed 38 pitches to get out of the first inning against the White Sox and never was able to get it together. So there's still time to score some runs against him today.
Fly ball. Right field, deep, and it's going to split the gap and go to the wall. Not even Ichiro could get that one. Dirks on his way to third. He's in with a stand-up triple.
Dirks didn't even really hit that ball on the barrel, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a lot of wind up there today. He split the gap between Saunders and also Ichiro and gets himself a stand-up triple. He's cruising out of the batter's box. You can tell that he doesn't really want to re-injure that hamstring. Nice easy stride by Andy.
Triples alley out there in right center field. A 3-bagger, second of the season for Dirks. There's a ground ball hit to the right side, base hit. 2 batters into the 6th inning. Tigers have another run. It's 4-2. We are seeing some life in the Tigers offense.
Brennan Bosch very aggressive, swinging at the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that it doesn't have much tilt to it, and he whistles it right between first and second.
Bosch now has hit safely in 17 of 18 career games against Seattle. And there's a familiar face. Charlie Furbush warming up. Carl Willis making another trip out to the mound. And as they have a little conversation on the hill, we tell you it's time for the Farmers Insurance Report Card. Tigers trying to come back in this game and get Jim Leyland another victory. He is 1 win shy of tying Tommy Lasorda for 17th all time. 1,599 career wins for the Tiger skipper. And it looks like his offense is starting to perk up.
That would be nice.
Here are the active leaders. Leyland tops that list.
Dusty Baker checking in with 1,493 victories.
Tigers did not have a hit through the first 4 innings of this game. They've picked up all 4 of their hits now in the last 2 frames. Cabrera's 0 for 2. Leadoff triple by Dirks. RBI single by Bosch.
That throwover came from Eric Wedge, the manager. And what he is doing is buying a little bit more time for Noesi should he want to go to Furbush to go after Prince Fielder. Managers have a way of buying those relievers a little extra time in certain situations. Bosch not known as a base stealer. Got him thrown over again.
I'll chew up another 30 seconds or so. Give Furbush a couple more tosses. Furbush involved in that Doug Fisker deal. High towering fly ball left field. Figgins to the track, to the wall. It's gone. A home run. It carried out over the fence and left, and we are tied. How was that thing hit a mile high?
Well, he can go get him now. Furbush is ready. It's the second home run Miguel has hit like this in this homestand. You see him leading with the bat knob, and all of a sudden the bat head just comes through the strike zone, and Figgins appeared to have a beat on it, but just ran out of room.
So with that home run, Miguel Cabrera has now hit the most home runs in Comerica Park history with 77.
He is also one RBI shy of 1,000 in his illustrious big league career.
That was a big one. It's the Wallside Windows pitching change. We are tied at 4.
Let's take one more look at this swing by Miguel Cabrera, and I want to point out a couple of things to you. First of all, he leads with his bat knob. Take a look how he sort of pulls the bat knob into the strike zone. You see the hips, he clears them out of the way, which allows him to get the barrel through the strike zone. That ball looks like it's almost in Olivo's glove, and all of a sudden here comes the bat, and Miguel Cabrera is strong enough to hit that ball out of here with a little help from the wind here this afternoon. That ball was almost in the catcher's glove.
He got deep.
He snatched it out.
He did indeed, and he also has tied the game. Charlie Furbush, the former Tiger, the new pitcher now. And he'll face Prince Fielder in his 4th appearance for Seattle. So it was looking like a lazy day. With the Tigers' offense perking up.
I talked about this a little bit yesterday in Cabrera where he holds the bat. He doesn't hold the bat. He holds the bat in the palm of that left hand, and you can see how he really pulls the bat through the strike zone. Pudge Rodriguez turned him onto this in 2003 when they were in Florida. And you'll see some big leaguers hold the bat in that same fashion, and what it really does is help you just get through it, and that's a perfect example of what he did on that home run. Such a dangerous hitter.
6th home run of the season for Miguel Cabrera. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Prince. Fly ball and a ground out. Tigers now have 5 hits. Swing and a miss. Fielder strikes out. That's the first out of this inning. Now Delman Young. Young with a walk and a line out. Furbush along with Casper Wells, infielder Francisco Martinez, and Chance Ruffin all went to Seattle in that Fister deal. Tigers also got David Pauly in that trade, no longer with the Tigers. The 1-0. Check swing roller right in front of the plate. Fair ball. And Delman is out, 2 gone.
Nice cut fastball there by Furbush. When Delman saw that ball and started his swing, it was right over the middle of the plate, and all of a sudden, last 5 feet, the ball just cut inside on Delman, and he couldn't hold his swing up. What a pitch by Charlie.
Here's Don Kelly. Fouled away. When Furbush was in the Tigers organization in the minor leagues, he averaged more than a strikeout per inning and had some nice numbers in the minor leagues. He appeared with Detroit for the first time last year in 17 games, made a couple of starts. Seattle evidently liked him, and they wanted him in that deal. He slings one home. It's in there for a strike. 0-2.
Dave Dabrowski was talking about that deal yesterday at the Detroit Economic Luncheon, and he said that Seattle turned him down several times before finally he gathered all the players they wanted and gave them to Seattle for Doug Fister.
Wave and a miss. Kelly is gone, and Furbush is able to calm things down, but the Tigers are able to tie it up. Miguel Cabrera goes deep. 2-run shot. Seattle Mariner. Was it A, Ichiro, B, Randy Johnson, C, Ken Griffey Jr., or D, Edgar Martinez? To enter your vote, text ACE followed by a space and the letter answer to 37338. See the final results postgame during Tigers Live.
That is a tough question today.
Not sure how I would answer it. Ichiro certainly would have to be up there, but Randy Johnson was so good.
Junior was tight too.
I'm going with. No, I'm going to go with Griffin.
417 home runs. 1,200 ribbies.
I don't think it's going to be a clear-cut winner in the poll today.
Well, Edgar Martinez, he was so good that they now call the award at the end of the year that's given to the designated hitter that performs the best. The Edgar Martinez Award.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Saunders' history.
Rick is kind of righted the ship here lately. That's a well located off speed pitch. Had Saunders fooled and out in front.
Well, I guess this is the way it should be. The Tiger starter giving up a couple of runs early, but his offense waking up, getting him 1 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th to tie it up.
That was a late timeout there given to Olivo, who homered his last time up against Porcello.
Well, let's see where this next pitch comes. A little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, about 15 years ago. That's old school baseball there.
Yeah, guys would brush back in the very next one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Wonder what Bob Gibson or Don Drysdale would have done after a situation like that.
Yeah.
They just spun the hitter down. 2-0 on Miguel Olivo. 2-1. Olivo homered back in the 4th. It's going to be a tough play if it stays fair, but it won't. 2-2 the count.
Rick has touched 94 so far this afternoon, and it has gone as low as 78 with his changeup. I really don't remember Rick on too many occasions last year getting up to 94 miles an hour, although this year he has touched 94 quite often.
Agreed. It seemed like last year he never got to the 94 range and beyond.
Jeff Jones last year was talking to me about Porcello and his arm swing. And the arm swing is right when he gets to the point where he reaches back towards center field. He doesn't have that big an arm swing, therefore not that high velocity that you see some guys with.
To the shortstop, Peralta. Olivo is out, 2 away.
Here's what I'm talking about as far as the arm swing is concerned. When he reaches out right here, we stopped it. We went a little further that time, but when the arm swing is when a pitcher reaches out towards center field right before he delivers the ball toward home plate. They'd like to see him reach out a little bit more. That gets you more life on your fastball. You can really see it right there. Although he's starting to get a little further. He's starting to get up there in Verlander territory.
Here's the 1-0 inside as Ryan backs out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. Ryan is 0 for 2, couple of grounders. Porcello has set down 6 straight. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Good crowd here today. Over 31,000 fans at the ballpark. 31,451.
Tigers on pace for $3 million this year.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Brendan Ryan.
Do you remember what Dave said yesterday as far as the season ticket holders? 21,000 or something like that?
I don't remember the actual figure. I do know that they are planning and hoping for $3 million, as you mentioned, this year. It's a 2-out walk.
The left fielder, Sean Higgins.
68% fastballs today by Porcello. And you can see the other numbers as far as percentages are concerned.
He will get a visit now from Jeff Jones. There is activity in the Detroit bullpen. Octavio Dotel is the right-hander and Phil Koch is the lefty.
Dotel just a couple of days ago pitched in his 700th game in his career. 700. 93rd player in the history of the game to reach that feat.
And he's been good out of the Tigers bullpen, giving them a really reliable, to this point, 7th inning option.
Well, good things happen when they get to Dotel, Koch, Benoit, Valverde.
Here's Figgins. Tigers fell behind 4-0 in this game. They got one back in the 5th and 3 in the 6th, highlighted by the home run by Miguel Cabrera. Now the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Tigers 4 runs, 5 hits. Seattle 4 runs, 6 hits. Figgins has a couple of these Seattle base hits, both singles and a steal. 3-0.
This could possibly be Porcello's last batter if he walks Figgins with the left-handed Ackley in the on-deck circle.
In there, a strike, 3-1. Rick over 100 pitches. He's really settled into this game nicely after that 3-run homer by Justin Smoke in the 1st inning.
Is it just me, or has Porcello's move gotten a little bit better this year?
Well, he picked the runner off.
Looks a little quicker.
He got Ackley back in the 5th. I think you're right. Runner goes. Hit in the air to right field. Bosch backing up. It's going to carry on him over his head. That's going to get a run in. Bosch looked like he had it all the way, and it just carried over his head.
Sure did.
The second baseman, Justin
5-4 Seattle. A 2-out run. Well, the wind is blowing out that way. And so Seattle regains the lead. That's going to be it for Porcello. So as the Tigers go to the bullpen, we will be back in a 5-4 game. Rick Porcello out of this game. It's now 5-4 in favor of Seattle. Porcello goes 6 2/3, giving up 7 hits, 5 runs to this point. The runner here at second base still his responsibility, and now Ackley is facing the new pitcher Phil Koch. And he looks at a breaking ball strike. 0-1.
Koch so far off to a really good start here in 2012 and really picking up right where he left off last year. He was outstanding out of that bullpen late in games for Jim down the stretch.
Skied in the air. Shallow right field. Bosch camping under it. And that is that. Koch gets his job done. Not before Seattle gets a run.
At Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for details.
New pitcher now for Seattle as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's Steve Delabar.
Delabar checks in with a 5 ERA in 9 games that he's been in. Does not have a record. We saw him a couple of days ago. He's got a really good fastball. It's firm. It's in the mid-90s.
So with a 1-run deficit, back to the dish come the Tigers now. It'll be the bottom of the lineup. Peralta, Rayburn, Laird facing Delabar. 5 runs, 7 hits for Seattle. Tigers 4 runs, 5 hits. Johnny today is 0 for 2. He reached on an error by Liddy back at the 5th inning. And Delabar's first pitch sails high, 1-0. Delabar did not pitch in 2010. He suffered a broken elbow.
Broken elbow?
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Broken right elbow.
Didn't Zamaya break his elbow?
Well, that's true. There's a bouncing ball left side, so I have heard of it. Nice play by Liddy. And not in time. It's an infield hit.
Peralta doesn't get many infield singles. Nice try by Liddy. About 4 steps to his left and a dive, but didn't get up as quick as he should have, and therefore Peralta able to beat it out.
Tying run aboard. Tigers put the leadoff man out with her 6th hit. Ryan Rayburn singled in a run back in the 5th inning, his first RBI of the year. He bunts. Delavar has one play, moved the tying run to second base. Action in the bullpen now for Seattle. Lucas Litke, who pitched in last night's game, heating up, actually watching the action right now. Alex Avila will stroll to the plate. He's going to pinch hit. Eric Wedge, it's your move. And he's going to go get Litke. So Avila is announced. And we'll get another pitching change. Delavar facing two batters. That's it. We'll be back in a 5-4 game.
Tigers have a runner in scoring position, and as soon as this game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. Hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit.
And hopefully those highlights will involve completing the comeback. The Tigers at one point in this game were down early 4-0, but they've stormed back down by a run now. Lucas Litke is the new pitcher for Seattle.
Well, you can see one of those bottom notes, lefties hitting just 100 against Lucas so far this year. Righties hitting him at a 375 clip.
Jim Leland goes to the bench. Alex Avila pinch hitting, 2 for 8 in the series, including a home run. Jackson, Inge, and Santiago remain on the Tigers bench with Avila pinch hitting. And the first one is outside, 1-0. Seattle's bullpen this year has an ERA of 3.31. Now the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike on Alex. Dirk's waiting on deck. Leadoff single by Peralta. Rayburn sacrificed him up. I think he went, and he did not, says Jim Joyce. Two and 1 on Avila. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. There's Dirks waiting in the on deck circle. Tom Wilhelmsen warming up. KC's needed. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher Olivo, and Olivo rather, and to third base goes Peralta. And just like that, now the tying run just 90 feet away.
Eric Wedge may elect to play his infield in, not going to make it easy for Olivo to drive this run in against the left-hander Lipke.
Will pull him in indeed. Three and 2 the count. That's a walk. The go-ahead run is on for Detroit. Another lefty coming up, Andy Dirks.
Well, Jim has Jackson on his bench, but apparently Jim likes this matchup right here. Lipke against Dirks than he does Wilhelmsen and Jackson.
Well, it was his 3-base hit that got things rolling in the 6th inning. It was the inning in which the Tigers scored 3. Cabrera homered later in that frame. That tied the game at 4, but the Tigers have since fallen behind. Second triple of the year for Dirks. And he rolls one foul, 0-1.
Mariners defensively up the middle, not necessarily playing double play depth. I think with Peralta running, Eric Wedge feels like if the ball's hit soft enough and they can't turn 2, they want to get the out at home.
Lipke, a native of Brennan, Texas. Here's the 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1-2 on Andy Dirks. There's Bosch lurking on deck. Avila a lefty, Dirks a lefty, Bosch a lefty. Tigers trying to get that go-ahead run in from first base. Tying run is at third. Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball hit toward third base. That is a fair ball. Out at first base, and Peralta will hold at third. Runner advances to second, but 2 gone.
Going fielder,
Really nothing that Peralta could do at third base. If he goes home on that ground ball hit off the end of the bat by Andy Dirks, then Liddy, excuse me, would have thrown him out at home plate. Bosch, real good numbers against the Seattle Mariners in his career. And he's done nice work against left-handed pitching since coming to the big leagues as well.
Singled in a run back in the 6th. Way outside. Olivo goes down to block it. Seattle taking the lead in the top of this inning on the 2-out RBI double by Sean Figgins. Tiger bullpen working. Benoit and Dotel. Popped up foul back out of play. 1-1. Tigers very rarely have gotten the big clutch hit on this homestand. They could use one right now from Bosch. Base hit might deliver 2. Olivo again goes down to block it. 2-1. Yeah, Cabrera lurking in the on deck circle.
No matter what happens, he won't be hitting against his left-hander, that's for sure.
3-1. Well, if Bosch reaches here, Wilhelmsen will come in, and he's going to have to deal with Cabrera with the bases full if they walk him. And Bosch right now has a 3-1 count. And Cabrera would be licking his chops for that opportunity.
The table will be set.
The 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. It was too tempting for Bosch.
Every pitch he has thrown to Brennan, all 5 of them have been breaking balls.
Three-two pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle, but Ryan had him played perfectly behind the bag. And that is that. Tigers threaten, do not score. 7 in the books. Strength and stability since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows for a free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-521-7800. Back here in downtown Detroit, Comerica Park. Better than 31,000 fans at the ballpark today. And the Mariners continue to lead the Tigers by a score of 5-4. And here is the Mazda scouting report on the Tigers bullpen over the last 5 games. As you can see, they've done some really good work. And that stretch really began with Dwayne Bilo when he came on for Rick Porcello in that Texas game. He went 6 scoreless innings in that outing.
And they've gotten a lot of work in, too. Look at all the pitches they've thrown.
And more bullpen work now from Octavio Dotel. He's going to have to deal with Ichiro, Smoke, and Montero here in the 8th. So far, so good for Dotel out of the Detroit bullpen. His first season here with the Tigers. Pitching in the 8th inning in this one, trailing 5-4. Ichiro looks at ball 1. Top of the 8th inning is underway. Ichiro today 0 for 3, reaching out a fielder's choice and scoring a run. His average right now is over 300. He had 10 consecutive seasons of batting 300 or more. That came to an end last year when he batted 272.
Some of you may be wondering why Koch is not in facing Ichiro, but Ichiro hitting almost 500 against Phil Koch in his career, and Dotel has handled him pretty well.
Strike call.
1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts. But so far this year, Dotel has struggled against left-handed batters. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
Fought that one off. Seattle trying for the sweep, built a 4-0 lead before the Tigers tied it up. And then Seattle got a run in the 7th with 2 outs to go ahead. That's outside. 2-2 on Ichiro. Justin Smoke waiting on deck. Pulled on the ground to first base, right at fielder. Dotel got to hurry. They just got him by half a step on what looked to be a routine play, but you got to bust it down the line with Ichiro.
Ichiro approaching 40 years old, but keeps himself in terrific shape and still has great speed. Now let's take a look at how Dotel attacked Ichiro. That would be our Bell Tire pitch by pitch.
1 out. Here is Justin Smoke. 3-run shot in the first inning off Porcello, got their offense rolling. In there for a strike, 0-1. Smoke also has a walk in this game. One ball, one strike.
Look like that sun's trying to peek through for you.
It's trying hard. Hadn't been able to do it all day. Mostly cloudy and overcast, but we are getting some rays of sunshine now breaking through. Two and one. Clouds breaking up just a little bit. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Avila. 2 gone. So Dotel retires the first too many phases, and that's going to leave it up to Jesus Montero. Montero is 0 for 3. Pop up, strikeout, ground out. That Tiger bullpen continues to do good work. And Dotel has been part of that bullpen. A 3.51 ERA for the Tigers pen so far this year. Swing and a miss by Montero, who came in 5 for 10 in the first 2 games, but he is hitless today. Fouled away, make it no balls and 2 strikes. Seattle trying to get to the 500 mark with a win here this afternoon. They will be on their way to Toronto and then Tampa. They're at the beginning of a long East Coast swing. The 0-2 fouled away. Tigers, meanwhile, have that short jaunt to New York following this one here today. 3 games over the weekend against the Yanks.
3 days, not even enough time to unpack the suitcase.
Not at all. And it's back home, another homestand. The 0-2. Bouncing ball to short. Peralta has it there. And Montero is out. 1, 2, 3 inning. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. Miguel Cabrera will lead it off for the Tigers. Bottom of the 8th inning. Time now for the AT&T U-verse reverse replay, and for that we go back to the 6th inning with Miguel Cabrera at the plate. Yeesh. High towering 2-run shot brought the Tigers back. That tied the game at 4 at that point. And with that home run, the most home runs now in the history of Comerica Park have been hit by Miguel Cabrera.
Didn't take him long to take over that, did it?
Not at all. 77 long balls here in this ballpark. And his next RBI will be 1,000. Wilhelmsen is in now for Seattle. And they swing at a high fly ball, shallow center field. Saunders was so deep he has to sprint in to make a sliding catch.
He also took a step back, which meant he got a late break on that ball, but real good speed for Saunders. He can cover some ground in center field. And that's a lot of ground to cover here at Comerica Park.
Here's Prince Fielder. Hitless today. Fielder fanned in his last at bat in the 6th. 3.14 average now for Prince. Wilhelmsen was born in Tucson, Arizona. He's fallen behind 3-0.
Well, it looks like he's pitching around Prince. They're not going to let Prince beat him. Good numbers this year for Wilhelmsen. 15 strikeouts, 3 walks.
3-1. Right-handed batting, Delman Young waiting on deck. There's the 3-1 pitch. Chopped foul. 3-2 on Prince Fielder. Wilhelmsen got to the big leagues last year for the first time. Did some good work out of their pen. ERA a little bit over 3 in 25 appearances. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Ooh, nice bender.
Fielder strikes out for the second time here today. He's 0 for 4. 2 gone.
Wicked breaking ball here.
Wow. Serious depth. Now Delman Young. The breaking ball again. This one stayed inside. Noesi started this one. Had 4 hitless innings before the Tigers got a run in the 5th. There's a fly ball. Shallow center field. Saunders runs in to make the play, and a 1-2-3 inning for Wilhelmsen. Will go to the 9th. Trailing by a run as we go to the 9th inning here at the ballpark. And here's our Comerica game summary this afternoon. Justin Smoke, 5 home runs in 8 games career in this ballpark. Miguel Cabrera, 2-run shot in the 6th inning, 999 career RBIs, and Rick Porcello's numbers in 6 2/3 innings of work here this afternoon. New pitcher for Detroit is Joaquin Benoit.
Joaquin has 11 strikeouts this year, 7 walks. Opponents hitting .333 against Benoit.
Alex Liddy will lead things off as we head to the 9th. And the first pitch sails outside, 1-0. Liddy is 1 for 3. Had a bunt single back in the 4th inning. He's hit a couple of home runs in this series. Breaking ball is in there. 1-1 on Liddy. Benoit takes over for Dotel. The Tigers have also used Phil Koch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. A 1-2-3 inning for Dotel. 7 games, 7 innings. He is not allowed a run. So He's done great work, and he hands the baseball over to Benoit. Swing and a miss. Liddy is gone. Joaquin has a strikeout, one away. Bring up Michael Saunders. The Tigers will need a comeback in the bottom of the ninth inning. Otherwise, they will finish this homestand 1-5. Dropping 3 of 4 from Texas, dropping the first 2 games in this series. Ball high to Saunders. Brandon League, their closer, has been up in the Seattle bullpen. Now the 1-0. Big swing there by Saunders. 2 balls, 1 strike. Saunders today, tough day, 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. That Porcello punched him out twice. And the 2-1 pitch. High, 3 balls, 1 strike on Saunders.
After getting 15 hits in the first 2 games of this series, only 7 so far today by the Seattle Mariners, so they've been able to slow them down in that department, but they still have 5 runs on the board.
Swing and a miss.
That's Benoit's changeup. And he's got some really good downward movement with that pitch.
And the 3-2. He walked him. 1 out, base on balls.
It is time for a little Home Depot doing more on defense, and Ichiro, as we've told you, has won 10 Gold Gloves in right field since coming to the Seattle Mariners, and made a couple of nice plays in today's game. He can go back, he can come in, take away doubles, and take away bloop singles.
Here is Miguel Olivo. And he shoots 1 foul back out of play. No balls, 1 strike. The lights have been turned on at the ballpark now. Olivo had a solo shot in the 4th. First home run of the season for Miguel. Seattle looking for an insurance run here in the 9th. They lead 5-4. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like Saunders on first base is trying to get a good jump off first and maybe steal a base here. Looked like on that last delivery by Benoit, he was entertaining the thought of going.
He's 3 for 3 this year.
When he takes his lead, he kind of takes that right leg and kind of opens it up, which means all he has to do with that left leg is cross over with that left arm, and takes a little less time to get your speed going.
Low and away, 2-1. Most guys down there at first, when they take their lead, are pretty much squared up to the pitcher, aren't they?
Correct.
Saunders 3 for 3 in that category.
He already has that left toe as well pointed toward second base.
Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 2-2 on Olivo. Brendan Ryan waiting on deck. Tigers in the bottom of the ninth. Kelly, Peralta, Rayburn scheduled. With Jackson, Inge, and Santiago on the bench. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Olivo is out of there. A couple of strikeouts now for Benoit. 2 away. That will leave it up to Brendan Ryan, the number 9 hitter. Had a walk and a run scored. In fact, that is the go-ahead run. He walked with 2 outs in the 7th, and then Figgins hit a ball over the head of Brennan Bosch in right that carried for a double. And that is the difference here today. Runner bluffs. Fouled off. Oh, 0-1 on Ryan. Benoit ready with the 0-1. Here it is, and it's a check swing low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Figgins would be next if Ryan can keep it going here. 5-4, Seattle in the lead. We're in the 9th. Inside as Ryan bends back out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. Good breaking ball. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Majority of the pitches that Benoit has thrown in this inning have either been that slider or his changeup. Another off-speed pitch here.
Fouled off. Benoit really came on at the end of last season, especially after the All-Star break. Had an ERA of 1.33 in the second half and established himself as one of the best setup men in the American League last year.
He had that one stretch for about 3 weeks where he was kind of out of whack early in the year, giving up quite a few runs. Command wasn't good, but he righted the ship.
And again, the 2-2. Checked it, but he went around. Ryan strikes out. Benoit strikes out the side, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. Ninth, it is 5-4 Seattle with the lead. Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. How about this one tomorrow in the Bronx? It'll be Verlander and Ivan Nova.
Nova off to a really good start so far this year, but also receiving about 10 runs a game from his talented offense. 20 strikeouts for Nova. He's only walked 2 this year.
Well, with a 1-run lead, Seattle's brought their closer in, Brandon League.
6 of 7 in the save department for League, which is tied for 3rd in the American League.
And Don Kelly leads it off. Tigers need a base runner here, down by a run, 5-4. Kelly, Peralta, Rayburn. Kelly is 0 for 2 career against League, plus a walk. Here's the 0-1. Back out of play, no balls, 2 strikes.
League has a fastball that is in the mid-90s. Also throws a forkball. That last pitch to Don Kelly was a forkball at 82 miles an hour.
Missed it low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. League last year was an all-star. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Six Tigers hits today. That has been it. Of course, the big one was the 2-run homer by Miguel Cabrera. And the 2-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Base hit. Leadoff man is on. So is the tying run. Now Johnny Peralta will make a pit stop halfway down the third base line. Talk to Gene Lamont. See how the Tigers want to play this. Kelly, by the way, gets his 2nd hit of the game.
I don't remember Peralta sacrificing very much since putting on a Tigers uniform.
Frankly, neither do I. He's showing bunt. Ball 1.
We have seen Jim on occasion give a hitter like Peralta the bunt sign on the first pitch, and if the pitcher misses with that first pitch, he simply turns him loose on the 1-0 count. Not this time.
And that is bunted toward first. They will tag the runner. Kelly will move to second.
It's a nice job by Johnny. He did not have one sacrifice bunt last year.
Nor the year before that. His first in a Tigers uniform.
Wow. How about that? Oh, perfect by Peralta. Can't do it any better than that.
So the Tigers now a base hit away from tying this one up, perhaps. Rayburn singled one in back in the 5th. Shows bunt. Strike 1. He offered at it. Also has a sacrifice in this game. Each team now with 7 hits. Don Kelly represents the tying run at second with 1 out of the 9th. And the 0-1. Ground ball to third. Knocked down by Liddy. He'll hold on to it. And the winning run is on.
Liddy did a nice job of somehow knocking that ball down, which was headed into the left field corner. He's playing on the line, so he takes one step and he reaches down the backhand and it hits him right in the heel of the glove. And he did a nice job just to knock it down.
Infield hit for Ryan Rayburn. Now you got the winning run on for Alex Avila. 0 for 4 career against Brandon League. That was Rayburn's first hit against League in his career. Ground ball hit back up the middle. Ackley to second one, and the relay is a double play, and Seattle wins the game. The Tigers threaten here in the 9th inning, but a 4-6-3 double play. And Eric Wedge and the Mariners will walk out of town with a 3-game sweep.
They have won 9 of the last 11 games here at Comerica Park.
And they're now 10-10 on the season as the Tigers fall here this afternoon by a score of 5-4. We'll be back with our Miller moment of the game right after this.